I arrived home early from a black ops job. What I saw in my bedroom was horrifying. The door was unlocked. It never was. That alone would have stopped most people. But I had been gone for weeks, operating in places where hesitation meant death. My instincts didn't scream, yet. They whispered. Inside, the air felt different. Too warm. Too lived in. I dropped my bag silently in the hallway, every step measured. The sound from upstairs wasn't loud. Sheets shifting. A faint laugh. Not her laugh. I stood at the bottom of the stairs, the way you stand before a breach, counting heartbeats, controlling breath. My mind cataloged possibilities. Family visit, wrong address, a dream. All lies I offered myself in the seconds before truth tore them apart. The bedroom door was ajar. Through the slit, a leg dangled off my side of the bed. His leg, bare. My wife's voice, low, hushed, spoke a name that was not mine. I didn't kick the door open. I didn't shout. I closed my eyes. Not because I couldn't look, but because I wanted the image burned in my mind on my terms, controlled, framed like a surveillance photo, evidence. I stepped back into the shadows of the hallway and listened until their breathing slowed. I didn't touch them. Not yet. I left the house without a sound. Outside, the winter air cut into my lungs. I walked, not to calm down, but to collect every scattered piece of myself into one sharp point. Infidelity wasn't new to my world. I'd seen operatives betray lovers, friends, countries. But this was in my bed, my home, my wife. The image of his leg, her hand resting on it like a claim, looped in my head. When I got home hours later, she was in the kitchen. She smiled like nothing had happened, as if my absence was a long nap and not a mission halfway across the world. "How was the trip?" she asked. "Quiet," I said. And I watched her. Not for guilt. Guilt is easy to fake. I watched for control. How well she could play her part. Her eyes held mine longer than they used to. Practiced. A drop of cologne that wasn't mine clung to her sweater. I memorized it. I started collecting data the way I would for a high-value target. Not rage, method. Her phone was easy to access. She never thought she needed to hide it from me. The texts were careful. No names. But patterns always betray people. Gaps in her day that matched perfectly with mine overseas. I kept silent. 2 weeks later, I came home late but parked my car 2 blocks away. The lights in our bedroom were dim, curtains drawn. I stood outside for an hour, watching shadow movements through the thin fabric. The next day, I bought a small recording device, slipped it under the bed frame. In the days that followed, I played the recordings at night when she was asleep. Sometimes there was nothing. Sometimes her voice was different, softer, like a woman I didn't know. I didn't confront her. Confrontation gives the other person time to build their alibi. I ordered a DNA paternity test kit under a false name. Swabbed my son while he laughed, thinking it was a game. Sealed the samples, sent them away. 3 days later, I tracked the other man. Military build, short temper in traffic. He had no idea I existed, at least not as a threat. Good. The results arrived in a plain envelope. I opened them at the kitchen table while she was upstairs folding laundry. Probability of paternity, 0. I read it twice. Not because I doubted it, but because I wanted to feel the precise weight of the sentence. She came down holding a shirt. "Want tea?" she asked. I slid the envelope across the table. "Open it." Her hands shook before she touched it. That told me she already knew. When she read it, her face broke, not with sorrow, but calculation. She was already looking for the right words, the right angle. "Please," she whispered. I didn't answer. I just looked at her the way I would look at an enemy, calm, steady, certain. That night, I packed. She followed me from room to room, her voice breaking, offering explanations she didn't believe. It was a mistake. No, it was a decision, I said. She cried harder, not because she lost me, because she lost control. I handed her a flash drive. On it, the recordings, the text logs, surveillance shots of her and him. "Send this to him before I do," I said quietly. "Tell him what it cost you." Her breath caught. The idea of her two worlds colliding, his anger, my silence, terrified her more than losing me. I left the house at 2 a.m. The cold was sharper now, but it felt clean. I stayed in a small rented room for weeks. No pictures, no noise, just space to think. In my work, we say every mission changes you, even if you come back alive. Some changes are scars, some are amputations. This was both. I didn't check if she sent the files. I didn't care. My war with her ended the moment I walked away. People think betrayal is about the act. It isn't. It's about the choice to keep living inside the lie. I don't live there anymore, and neither does she.